Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Football Sri Lanka TV. We are live from the Racecourse International Stadium for the SAFF Under-17 Championship. Big game here today to start off things between India and Nepal. As I'm joining the commentary box by Jana. Jana, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Navod, and good afternoon, and very nice weather here. You can see teams making their way into the stadium. This is Team India, a team that looks very dangerous on paper and also on the field. A very well organized unit, the Indian team, now already qualified to the knockout.
We have been working hard, and we have seen Nepal play against Bhutan, and I'm not surprised with the quality they have, and they have a good team and pretty good individual players as well. But we would like to go into this match to win and take the winning momentum and go into the semi-finals. We will not go with the results against Bhutan with Nepal. We will, every match is a different match, and the way we approach today, it will be, and the way Nepal approaches the match today will be completely different match, and we are ready for that, and we will take this match seriously as the way we took the first match.
As I was saying just before, Bibiano Fernandes, the head coach of India, interrupted me. They have won their first game, 3-0 win against Bhutan. This is the Nepal team. They won a tight game against Bhutan, a 2-1 victory. Bhutan came back strongly towards the end of that second half, but Nepal will be raring to go against India. Even their head coach, Shrestha, was
prepared very well. The first match, playing well players, so one day rest. Then today all players are well. One captain are injured, so little bit disappointed. So it's okay. All players are good. One, two players are changed. Let's see.
And there you go, the live view of the Racecourse Stadium. And as mentioned earlier, the weather is definitely on the pleasant side today. We are expecting a very close-fought football game. And visit Sri Lanka. Definitely, it would be a great gesture from the international community to really come forward and visit Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka has always been a great destination for our holidays. A lot of culture, a lot of history that people from around the world come to see. And this tournament, the SAFF Under-17 Championship, is a great showcase to show all that. And if you've seen the opening ceremony as well, the culture Sri Lanka has shown with the up-country and low-country dancers, as well as the beautiful beaches down in the south, and all the history in the hill capital. And Nepal and India will be playing for the top spot in Group B today. Both teams have qualified already, so no pressure for them. They've already qualified for the semi-finals. Sri Lanka will play against Maldives in the next game at 8 p.m. to decide who from Group A goes into the semi-final alongside Bangladesh from Group A. But this game, I think, will be a tight encounter.
And as Navod said, the bigger game is at the kickoff at 8, but also this game deciding who would finish on the top.
There have been already 14 goals, 17 goals scored so far in the 4 games. So just over 4 goals per match. A lot of entertainment. And the due credit should be given to the ground staff as well here at the Racecourse Stadium. We had the torrential rain leading up to the first game, and even on day 1 as well. The ground looked muddy, but the ground staff has done extremely well to prepare this ground. As you can see, lush greenery. And Sri Lanka is ready to start this game, the 5th game of the tournament.
Now both teams just getting ready to make their way out, waiting for the kickoff.
India won their first game 3-0 against Bhutan. They scored a couple of goals early in that first half. Thangalasun scoring in the 9th and the 15th minutes. And soon after half-time in the 47th minute, it was Vanlal Pekka who scored that 3rd goal.
And also watch out for the wingers of Team India, especially number 7 Karo Singh on the right flank, really having more pace and also accuracy to put in those crosses, accurate pinpoint crosses to make things easier for the strikers. So we are expecting another show from Karo Singh.
Yes, indeed. In that other game, a couple of days back, it was Nepal who defeated Bhutan 2-1, close game. The Nepalese coach was not at all pleased with how they played. Nepal scored early in the 13th minute through Budatoki, and just before the hour mark, Thapa added the second, but in the 68th minute, Doji scored, pulled 1 goal back, and it was an intense game, wasn't it, Jana? Even towards the end of that 90 minutes. And I think that was one of the best games we've seen so far in this tournament. And I think Nepal against India would want to match or even pip in terms of performance and the entertainment here today.
Rightly said, Navod. Until the last whistle, Nepal and Bhutan both fought fiercely. Bhutan, of course, looking to get a goal back, at least to just get a draw from that match, but unfortunately Bhutan losing that match and crashing out of the tournament. And here you go, referees making their way out, followed by the teams.
Nepal in their traditional red, and India in their all blue, coming out onto the field for this big game here at the Racecourse International Stadium.
Teams now lining up for their national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of India. And now the national
Now it's
anthem
time for the
of
national
Nepal.
anthem of Nepal. Both teams are raring to go. They will have added incentive in winning this match and topping Group B to face the second placed team from Group A. It will be either Sri Lanka or Maldives. One could say two of the weaker sides in this competition.
Today's referee, Jafran A. Mohammed, his assistants Liana Gunawardana D. Sampath and also Mohammad Nushat. Today's fourth official, Shatir Abdullah. And here we go, the Indian team posing for their team photo for today's match.
Main referee for today will be Jafran Atamba from Sri Lanka. He'll be joined by his compatriot Sampath Gunawardana, Mohammad Nushad as well. The two assistant referees.
And on your screen now is Gurnaj, India's captain, Guite, donning the number 10 jersey, would really give out some motivational advice to the team. And there you go. Both teams going into the final team huddle. And Team India.
This is the 11 for Team India. Danny Meitei, Suraj Kumar, Tanglasun Gangti, Bobby Singh, Karur Singh, Gurunaj Singh and Wanlal Peka Guite, their skipper, Balkaran Singh, Manoj Singh and Ricky Mepe, the starting 11 for India.
India on your right hand of the screen. Here we go. The Nepalese 11, Subhash Bam, Lachutapa, Mirak Lingden, Unesh Buddha Toki, Harish Rajbata, Ashwin Gorasaini, Deepak Tapamagar, Niraj Karki, Semanta Tapa, the captain, Nishan Tamang, and also their goalkeeper Krishal Mokhtan, who was called into action in the last match by the Bhutanese strikers, as it was a very closely fought match. And here we go. India would attack from right to left and Nepal from the other side. It's kickoff time here in the Racecourse Stadium. It's the battle for the first place in this group. Is it going to be India or Nepal? Already a player going down for Nepal. Looks like it's Subhash who's on the floor.
It's important for both sides to start off well, settle down early. The earlier the team settles down, the earlier you can dictate the terms. Pleasant conditions underfoot as well as conditions above. Slightly overcast conditions. Both teams would welcome these sort of conditions to play good, entertaining football.
In the last match, India really started off on a flyer with a couple of goals coming in the first 15 minutes from Thangalal Son, their striker. So we might expect the same from India today as well. Nepal in last match really played some good possession-based football where they relied on their passing. And here we go, Nepal through the right side going forward and puts in a ball. It was Neeraj who went in with a cross, but rather the block coming in from Team India.
In terms of size, the Indian under-17 side looks to be the bigger compared to the Nepalese. So I think when it comes to a set-piece action, India would want to take advantage of the height advantage that they've been given against Nepal.
Definitely the more bulkier or the more taller team is India, and also along with Bangladesh is one of the most physical teams in this tournament. So the other teams have to really rely on their short passing to break down the midfield and the defense of India or Bangladesh. Meanwhile, India and Bangladesh can really put in those long balls and target those set pieces to get their goals. So it is going to be a battle with two different tactics. So let's see how it pans out. India now inside the box of Nepal, trying to put the cross in an offside position, but not really coming into play, so no offside there. Once again another throw for India here, taken by Balkaran. Balkaran's ball by Guite. Guite passing it on to Danny. Even though a miss pass not really affecting the Nepalese team. And in the commentary box I've been joined by Kavinka Fernando. Good afternoon, Kavinka.
Good afternoon, Jana. Really happy to be here in the commentary box. And for everyone watching in Kathmandu, in New Delhi, and around South Asia and around the world as well on YouTube, on our Sri Lanka Football TV YouTube channel. Very warm welcome. Play's been so good so far, Jana. Maybe India having the better of the chances, the two chances actually.
It's definitely India going more in an attacking sense of play here, but still early time in this game, so both teams not quite settled. I'd say maybe around the 10th or the 15th minute mark both teams would really get settled and get their passing right, get their fluency right. So we are waiting for the first goal, and whoever wins this match would top the table and face the easier opponent I am saying, because Bangladesh really winning both the matches, looking like a very strong side, a team to beat in the other group. So let's see
Yajana, doesn't look like they can step off the gas here, both India and Nepal, because both have won, both have qualified for their group, but they do not want to face the Bangladeshi side, which have 10 goals in this tournament and letting in only one. Their victims being Maldives and Sri Lanka in that group. Already they have qualified, of course, and it'll be Sri Lanka versus Maldives. And if you're around Racecourse or coming to watch that match, hope you have a good one. But our focus is right now on Nepal versus India, both very, very close neighbors.
Rightly said. India and Nepal really sharing a long footballing history amongst themselves. Two countries really sharing lots of things in common in terms of their faith, in terms of their traditions. So let's see. So Nepal in red, India in blue. There you go, once again the long ball strategy used by India early on in this game, but still not providing or getting them a goal here. Cannot keep the ball in. Another throw in coming for India.
Yeah, Jana, of course, this long ball strategy has been played not only in South Asia and parts of the world, it has been played around Europe as well. I was watching a game the other day, a club match, and those teams also use the long ball strategy, and it is no stranger to the game. But when you do have a long ball strategy, you want to make sure that your passer and your receiver are on the same wavelength, otherwise it just goes on to the position of your opponent, and you do not want to do that, especially when you have the ball in your position. You do not want to give it away that easily. Of course, it's much better than losing it in your own half, make no mistake. But of course, you would want your passer to be maybe a midfielder and look for your pacey winger or your lethal striker, and that's what both teams have to get right at the end of the day, and especially in this game and in this tournament, because you have a good Bangladeshi side in the other group as well. Of course, Bangladesh will be watching this game with intent and hoping that they can pick up a few things, a few pointers from the loser of this game. Of course, and an attempt towards goal there by Nepal.
A shot out of nowhere. Everyone thought it was a cross, but rather the ball really making its way towards the keeper. Keeper just a bit caught off guard there.
Keeper almost caught off guard, but good eyes from the keeper, the Indian keeper.
Indian keeper today is Sahil, who also had a very good game. And as we are just commentating, there you go, the ball goes out. Another goal kick for India.
Jana, what do you think of the pitch being withered? Of course, the ground staff has done a good preparation for today's game. It looks like it could last the full 90 minutes, but of course, Racecourse, as we've seen, not only in football but also in other field matches here, especially rugby, the players, when they come out of their dressing rooms, that area tends to get a bit muddy. Do you think that will play a role in today's game, especially in the Sri Lanka game versus Maldives?
Yes, Kavink, actually, to be honest, the ground staff has done a tremendous job in terms of putting or getting a dry outfield here, because last time around it was with so much of rain coming in within a little time, the ground did get muddy. And last game week we saw about the last game week, and not the first game week we saw that the passes weren't really going perfectly because of the pitch conditions, and few of the passes not really having enough weight to get all the way to the other player. So today, with the outfield being comparatively a bit dry, so I think there is more chance of playing a game that is based on possession where you can pass around. And also Kavinka made a very good observation of the long ball, but India's advantage here with the long ball is they have a lethal striker, someone like their number 9, that's Gangte, who got a couple of goals for them in the first match as well. So he is very good on the air, and he is very good on with his finishing as well. So India can use the long ball strategy, but interestingly in the last match, India really using their flanks very well. We haven't seen that up until now in this game. Dangerously living here, India.
Yeah, India getting lucky there. A lucky bounce actually. It almost bounced off the hand of one of their defenders, and here is a ball towards their number 9, Gante. But Gante not seeing the end of that pass. Nepal doing well so far.
Definitely playing better. And also I can see India playing with 2 full backs here, 2 wing backs I should say, with 3 at the back. But last time around, number 7, Kuro Singh, was playing as a winger, and today he seems to be playing as a wing back on the right side. Maybe that is a small tweak that the coach made today to make sure that they don't concede goals. At the same time, they support their attacks as well. So that is a change I can see.
Yeah, their coach Bibiano coming into this game with a clear strategy, and that is, okay, so you can use your long balls, but also make sure that you find your midfielders with those short passes, something that is of course used in the international game, Jana. But it'll be interesting to see how Uljan of Nepal counters that. Well, they've been doing so far so well here, Nepal, as they run down the flank here, courtesy of their number 11 Niraj. And here is a shot from Nepal.
Still ball not brought under control by India. Takes another shot. Once again a block comes in, but this time the shot goes wide. And not really assisting Sahil, the goalkeeper of India. Meanwhile, a play down for India on the near side. And this was the last attempt to go for the goal. Not really having enough accuracy on that instance. And on the floor now is India's number 5, Balkaran.
Balkaran's been pretty good, especially at the back for India. Pretty sure they would not want to lose someone of his stature, because it is hard to replace your starting 11, especially when you are in a foreign country. But these conditions might not be foreign to most of these players. India, of course, you can get the better of your hotter and colder climates. If you want to travel up north, it's cold. If you want to travel down south, it's much more hotter. So both the sides having the advantage when it comes to climate conditions, as Sahil of India gets the ball into play. We're back into play.
Ball once again with India, trying to find the long ball. And Riki's pass going, in fact, I think it was the offside flag that went up. So Nepal is now getting a free kick.
Yeah, and a reminder to everyone watching on YouTube, especially those of Nepal and India, put in your predictions in the chat box. The live chat is open, as Nepal going for an attempt courtesy of their dangerous number 11 Niraj, who has seen much of the ball, Jana, in this first half and in this opening 15 minutes.
I think there was a couple of times where Niraj really coming into the box and no one really noticing him. Maybe that is because Gaurav Singh playing as a wing back, because he is someone who is or who did play as a winger in the last match. So when he is being called into a different duty, different bit of position, maybe he's not tracking back. So that's why Niraj is making that run on the far left corner for Nepal.
Yeah, don't underestimate these boys, even though they might be under 17. They definitely have the skill. South Asia does have the skill. You can see with teams like Bangladesh and even these two sides giving their all, even though this might occur to them as a practice match because they have qualified for the knockout stages. Knockout stages, of course, will be played on September 12th at the racecourse ground. It has been a cagey game so far, but there have been a few chances. However, those chances are far and few in between.
Once again, another free kick for India. On the ball now is Manjot Singh. Manjot Singh had a very good last game. He used his physicality to stop the oncoming Bhutan threat in the last game around, and here we go. Manjot Singh once again puts the ball into the box, but Nepal defense to look after it. Here we go. Now ball with Niraj, runs away to Nishant. Another throw coming in for Nepal.
Yeah, it looks like Nepal's game plan has been sorted out. Get the ball to Niraj and find a way to get it into the box. But that can be sorted out until Nepal get the ball away from Indian position, as they have, but it goes back into the hands of the Indians. See what they can do. On screen is Bobby Singh, who will look to make the most of this cross, as a cross is attempted, but he is called for a possible offside.
And looks like a change coming in for India. Number 5 coming out, number 12 going in, which means the injured Balkaran would make his way out, and in comes Maling Gamba Singh Tochkom for India.
Yeah, Jana, I was mentioning earlier that you shouldn't lose your players, especially in your starting 11, and someone of Balkaran's stature will be hard to replace there, given his size as well as his experience in this tournament. He's done well so far, but he's forced to come off this early. Unlucky for him. It's only 18 minutes played so far. But the good thing is that his side is still 0-0 with their neighbours Nepal. As Nepal look to play a ball into the box, here is number 22, Subhash.
And I think definitely the substitution of Balkaran would be a precautionary one, making sure he is available for their knockouts, to make sure the injury does not aggravate. And it looks like a wise call from the head coach, Bibiano.
Yeah, definitely, Jana. You would not want your star players or your leaders in the game to get injured this early on in the tournament, especially when you have two more, or rather another match to come, which is to be played on Monday.
And once again, Nepal threatening, flirting inside the box of India. Here we go. Can they put a cross in? But the flag goes up. Once again, threatening play from Nepal. Nice positive football. And the last 5 minutes, I think Nepal is definitely looking to have the intent to get a goal back.
Was about to say a poor pass in the circumstances by Subhash. Nepal is number 22, but I think he realized that he was in the offside position. Here's Nepal again coming with their number 20, Mirak. The shot eyes wide over there. Would have asked better from himself. Mirak does already have the shooting boots on because he did make a couple of attempts early on about 5 minutes ago. Definitely should have done better there because he was unmarked.
But I think Nepal should rather really rely on their short passing to break down the Indian defense. They have been doing it very well. Even the 2 shots they took, which was almost on target, was as a result of making those short passes. But when you really take on those long pass or long shot, these long range efforts aren't really gonna hurt India. So Nepal should stick to what has been their strength. Once again, Nepal inside the box of India here, twisting and turning, gets the shot off. Once again, Shahil, the Indian keeper, making the save with Subhash with the strike.
Yeah, poor error there, Jana, in the circumstances. You do not want to give the ball to your opponents in your own half. Here's India trying to make amends with their number 11, Bobby Singh. But yes, that effort would have cost them dearly.
Now ball with Danny. Danny passes it on to Ricky. Ricky has been very good on the defense, along with Manjot Singh for India. 2 players with so much of physicality. Once more the pass through ball not going through. And talking about Nepal, even in the last attack, you saw it was due to their passing, their swift passing just outside the box of India, which got them close enough to the goal. So I think Nepal should really rely on their short passing, which has been very successful there to them.
Yeah, we saw that move from India. Pretty simple football. It's just 1-2 touch, 1-2 pass and move. But we also saw a brilliant piece of defending there by the captain of Nepal, Semanta Thapa, who read that ball very well and intercepted it, only to give it back into the Indians' hands. But that's what you want to see from youngsters as young as this. As another cross is attempted into the box by India. Bobby Singh trying to be on the end of it, but he definitely won't get that, as Nepal trying to work their way out here courtesy of their skillful, pacey winger Niraj.
And here we go once more. Nepal trying to go forward, committing more men forward here. Nepal almost breaking through, but the last sliding defensive action from the Indian defensive line, stopping it. Once more Nepal. It's end-to-end football. Nice to see entertaining football here from both sides.
Yeah, unlucky there by the Indians. Here's the number 10, Guite, and here's Bobby Singh trying to get on the end of Guite's pass. Bobby Singh right on the flanks trying to put it into Guite, and Guite has a chance to shoot. Guite turns it into India, and India score. They break the deadlock here at the racecourse grounds. It's number 17, Danny, who gets on the end of Guite's pass, and the Indians have given the blues early on to the Nepalese outfit.
And here we go.
You thought Guite, Jana, you thought Guite would shoot first time on, but he saw Danny in the box. Very good play there by the Indians.
Rightly said, Kavinga. I thought for a moment that he just spoiled and good opportunity there. I thought he should have taken the shot, but rather giving that pass to Danny, and Danny, even though he had about 2-3 members of the defensive line in his eyesight, he went for the right corner and easily got the better of the Nepalese keeper, Krishal. So India starting off once again on a high note here, getting the first goal on almost in the 25th minute. So it's India 1, Nepal 0.
Yeah, and the referee having a word with the goal scorer Danny for kicking the flag. Of course, it's not what you would like to see. Here is Bobby Singh again. Goalkeeper coming out. Bobby Singh tries to chip him. Nepal living on the edge here.
Once again, Krishal really coming forward and making that sliding tackle, which really put Bobby Singh off guard.
Yeah, definitely Nepal need to now come up with a game plan to find it into the game. Of course, Nepal is home to the highest mountain, Mount Everest. They would not want this to be an uphill battle, Jana.
Yes, rightly said. And also they do have a symbol of Mount Everest on their jersey as well. So let's see if Nepal can come back in this game. As I told, Nepal should really rely on their short passing, really rely on what is the positive thing for them in the last match, which was their short passing and their clinical finishing. Once more, Nepal almost inside the box here of India, but out comes Shahil, the Indian number 1.
That is a classic example, Jana, of why you should take your chances. We saw that Nepal had a few chances courtesy of their midfielders, and also you had Niraj on the ball on that wing. Something that India capitalized on was their chances, and I think the Nepalis have themselves to blame for that, because take nothing away from Guite's and Danny's work there. Here is Bobby Singh, architect for that first goal. Almost finding a way into that box there by Bobby Singh. Well, India have the lead here. It is Guite once again, captain for the Indian under-17 team. They'll be looking for the head of their big men.
On the screen now for India is their number 10 Guite putting the ball in, but keeper comes out and puts in a good save, Krishal. And also, if we really analyze that goal, that's what we have been really telling to the viewers, that India resorted to long ball early on in this game, but not really getting close to getting any goals. But once their wingers really came into action, especially Bobby Singh on the left side, they were breaking down the defense line of Nepal. So India's strength here is their wingers, and slowly but steadily their wingers really coming back into this game, which is why India is able to get a goal back. Meanwhile, Nepal really maintaining a high line, which is why India is able to go on those counter attacks. So maybe Nepal can drop back a bit, not into a defensive cover, but rather a little bit to their south, to make sure they don't give enough space for Indian attackers, who are very pacey, to use and utilize that space behind the defensive line.
Jana put an analysis of what Nepal has to do. Well, losing one of their good players, Bakaran, in the first 15 minutes really hasn't been that much of an issue for India. Boys in blue getting the job done early on, as we have another injury here, Unesh on the ground.
Unesh, the goal scorer in the last match, looked very promising. Having a silent game today, Unesh, because in the last match, Unesh was really one of the major threats for Bhutan, and hopefully for the Nepal fans and also the Nepal team, Unesh turns up in some time for this game. We are nearing the half-an-hour mark of the game. Both teams replenishing themselves here.
Well, if you're just joining us on our YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe as well as like this to know and get to know about Sri Lanka football and this tournament as well. India has gone up courtesy of Danny, the number 17, and wonderful play by Guite, their captain. Well, India having much of the position here so far, Jana, because I think their game plan is sorted. I think they heard me when when I said that the long ball strategy might not work. Here is an attempt by them using the long ball, but that has been scarce in the past 10 minutes. They've realized that short passes are the way to go, because in that build-up you saw the combination of Guite, Bobby Singh and Danny. Actually, it was Guite and Bobby Singh working their way until Danny decided to pop up in the box and get that goal. But it was all-round wonderful play, and to any youngster watching, that is exactly how you play when you're playing those short passes. You want your creator, especially your number 10, who is of course your designated creator, searching for those spaces, dribbling and trying to create something out of nothing. That is definitely what Guite, their captain, has done by example. And we have a corner for India. The last corner, of course, was flung into the box, but Nepal made an attempt to secure this, to secure that defense, and they succeeded. Here we have on screen Ojan, who will be a bit disappointed in his boys, but there is time. Here's Guite.
India looked very dangerous on set pieces in the last match. Last time around, looks like offside, but rather not really. And there we go, getting the side netting at the end. Really a very tight angle for India's captain Guite to go for goal from that range. There you go. I think he did have a couple of plays on the far side. Maybe another lob pass across could have been a better option from there, but Guite already getting a goal, had the confidence to go for the goal straight away.
Reminder that we are playing at race course grounds here in Sri Lanka, and if you have some plans to visit the island or visit South Asia, you will be happy to know that Sri Lanka is in a much better position right now, and do visit Sri Lanka.
And Nepal once again trying to play from the back, and Nepal's passing have to improve. Last time around it was really good. There was lots of praise for the way Nepal played against Bhutan in terms of how they passed their ball around, and once you can see India really committing more men forward, Nepal just at the moment not having a way to break down the Indian midfield. That's how short, simple passes can really help Nepal. It might take some time to really progress the ball with short passes, but rather you have the security of keeping hold of the position once more. There you see nice goalkeeping at the end. Good shot going in from Gangte. Already couple of goals in last match, and splitting the defense line. Good through ball that from Malengamba Singh, and eventually Gangte's ball almost getting a goal there. Good goalkeeping once more from Nepal's Krishal.
Gangte was off to celebrate there, and Jana, I'm pretty sure that you had the same reaction as me when Krishal made that save. Their player in white coming up with a pure brilliant save there. But the danger's not over. India have another chance to get back at Nepal and extend their lead. Here's India making another cross in. Talk about that pass, Jana. It was a really good pass by Malengamba Singh,
the substitute who just came in for Balkaran. And Balkaran really played as a left back or a left wing back, but you can already see Singh now playing in a forward position when compared to Balkaran. Once more India just knitting on those small short passes.
India playing some beautiful football here, As you see there, number 6, Gurnaj, floating a ball into the wing. It's exactly what you want to see. As a coach, Bibiano will be commending this performance by India. We have another substitution, except it's for the boys in red. Just awaiting confirmation of that substitution. Until that, it's India who concede a foul, and the substitution for
Virat Lingden going out, Saroj Darlami going in. So let's see how Saroj would alter the gameplay for Nepal. Once again, India on the ball here. Good, neat passing going on from India, but just giving it straight to Nepal this time around. Can Nepal go forward? They do have a couple of men. He slipped a bit. Just caught in the ground there.
Yeah, what seemed to be a bright start by Nepal, courtesy of Niraj and Saroj, has really dipped in for. Here is Saroj coming on the ball, but it's offside, called by the linesman. Well, that was quite fair to say that it was a good piece of football by Nepal, and Saroj clearly offside there.
I think should have just held his run a bit, but good positive game shown by Nepal once more. I think around the 10th to 15th minute, Nepal did show some real intent to get some goals and looked like the better side, but ever since India got that goal, Nepal has been silent. They have to get their game back here. Another throw for India going in, and Singh with the throw, and it's throw after throw here for India. Danny crossing, Danny again, Ricky, Gurnaj, a long ball trying to find Gangte here. Gangte breaking through, but Krishal comes and collects it.
It's also the bounce, Jana. You need to predict that bounce which comes, especially when the ball is skied by one of your centre backs like that. You need to anticipate the ball and have a good touch as well, something that you really see in the international game on the big stage. You would see strikers like Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski trying to control them and being successful. Of course, Gangte will try and emulate the greatest of greats and try and put India in a comfortable position here. Not to say they aren't, of course they are, but when you do concede, or rather when you do score, you are pretty much vulnerable. Especially when you have pacey wingers, as Nepal have shown here. Here is Nepal coming in, and a ball is played into Nepal, but Saroj not getting the better of that, because it has been a good game by Nepal, but it's just their shooting, Jana, which just needs some work. Pretty sure that once that is sorted out, then of course they can make their way into this game, try and level it up and focus on winning it.
Rightly said, Kavinka. I think the finishing product of the final third play of Nepal hasn't been the greatest. So, as you rightly mentioned, they have to really up their game in terms of their final third play. So, here we go. Nepal once more on the threat here, going straight to Sahil. And once more, among those tall defenders of India, Nepal to really put in that through ball or the cross and that to find one of the strikers is a bit hard, but you have to keep on knocking the door. Sometimes one good chance would really make a comeback here for Nepal. Here we go, Nepal getting a corner here from Harish. Harish takes a short corner but eventually loses it out on India. And the play goes down for Nepal. Looks like it's a foul.
Siraj on the ground. Pardon, Niraj on the ground. Seems to be in a bit of pain. Of course, Niraj has been their star player. Would really not want them to lose a player of the caliber of Niraj. We have a dead ball situation. The first free kick within shooting range in the match. It's their captain, Krishal, wearing the number 4, trying to, beg your pardon, Samantha over the ball here, trying to get Nepal back in the lead.
And Samantha did take a free kick in last match, and he did test the keeper, as I remember. So, in fact, he got a goal, I guess. I'll just give you a confirmation. So, Samantha is a very good player in terms of set pieces. Yes, I think he did test the keeper and of Bhutan in last match. So let's see how he goes this time around.
Samantha, sorry, Jana, but Samantha over a dead ball looks to, I think he's looking to find one of his players, unless that was one of his ideas, trying to guide it in to the path of goal, but India's Sahil, catching practice for him really. And here is India back on the ball, trying to play the long ball again, looking for Gangte.
And the problem with that free kick was it really didn't have enough venom, enough power behind it, so not really testing the keeper. And here we go, an offside. So it just went straight to the keeper, almost easy catching practice at the end.
Well, he did look to have the stance of a knuckleball really. And for those who don't know, a knuckleball is it's similar to the stance of how Samantha was placed in, and you would kick it dead straight, but the ball would curve in the air, would do a number of rotations in the air and make it very tricky for the keeper to catch it. And of course, true dead ball specialists who use the knuckleball, Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo, we've seen in the past, but it's very difficult to emulate such a skill. Here a yellow card has been pulled out of the referee's pocket.
First real booking of the match, I guess. There you go. Looks like a yellow card for Gurnaj, number 6, is he? That's how it looked like. We'll give you the confirmation. Yes, it is for number 6 of India, Gurnaj Singh.
Saroj victim there. Seems to be a head injury.
These days, once you get a hit on the head, there is a list of protocols that you have to follow to make sure the concussion protocols are followed.
Of course, now Nepal trying to do something here, courtesy of Ashwin. Floats the ball in. Trying to look for Nepal, who goes for the goal, and what a goal by Nepal, right back into the game, courtesy of Saroj, their number 17. And it's a substitute, Saroj. You see here, over the keeper and into the goal. Sahil caught off guard, really. Seemed to have dipped. But a really good goal there by Nepal, and Nepal are back into the game here, courtesy of Saroj Dadlami, their substitute. Of course, exactly what you want, Jana, by your substitute. Of course, the coach would say, go out there and make a mess of that Indian defense. But he chose to try his luck, and Nepal are back into the game.
And couldn't have hit perfectly than this. The ball really had the dip, had the elevation, and at the end made Sahil just a spectator at the end. He was just witnessing the ball go by. And great shot, great strike from Saroj. Once more pulling the trigger here. Is he? No, through the right side. Another lofted ball coming in. Inside the box still. Nepal looking threatening here. Good pace of play for Nepal. But India winning back the ball here. Trying to go forward. It's Guite.
Momentum is on Nepal's side, of course, after that goal. But here is Guite, who seemed to have spotted the keeper, Deepak, off his line. Guite again, trying to look for Bobby Singh. And the keeper, Krishal, coming out and claiming that ball. We have to talk about that goal, Jana. It was rather, one could say that it was a bit of a one-eyed shot there, but it worked in the favor of Saroj, and we have a man down.
Rightly said, coming out of nowhere, and we have 3 minutes of added time here. So the shot coming out of nowhere, and Shahil, I don't think he would have anticipated it. Almost halfway through, he thought, oh, I'm in trouble here. And nice strike here. Almost the goal of the tournament for me up until now. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, contender for sure.
Yes, I've seen better. I've seen nice goals in this tournament. Good strikes, good crosses, good clinical finishes, but this was special, and for me looks like up until now the best goal of the tournament.
Indeed, the best goal of the tournament, and of course the best time to score a goal, get your team back into the game just before halftime. Of course, said Saroj, who came on as a substitute.
And in the end, he is a super sub for the coach. No one thought he'd just score a banger here.
It's morale boosting goal, obviously, as Nepal trying to extend their lead just before halftime, trying to put a hole into that defense once more. Well, of course, Nepal wasn't getting to the goal in the manner that they were doing. Of course, you would want to play long balls, but long balls might not be the best option because you don't have your big men in front. Of course, you can also play your through balls, so that's how you can make your way into the box. Here is Saroj again, trying to look for his teammates. There's number 14, Lachu.
Lachu still on the ball, trying to give it to Saroj. Now rolls it back to Deepak. Deepak through the right side. Defender Deepak really coming long way inside the final third of the opposition. Nepal looking very threatening here. I think this is what the viewers and the fans want to see. Even as neutral fans, we want to see the eagle battle, and that's all we have in the first half. Closely fought battle here, intense battle. India scoring the first goal by way of Bobby Singh, and then in fact from Danny. Bobby Singh was the one who provided the assist, beg your pardon, but Saroj at the end yeah, so I've been told that Guite was the one who provided the assist, but here we go, the highlights. Nepal's first shot almost caught Sahil off guard, and everyone thought Nepal started off in a very nice tempo.
Of course, and then we have a moment of brilliance by Guite, picking out Danny inside the box. Here we see a wonderful splitting pass and great save there by Krishal, who in hindsight seemed to have been a game changer, and then we saw a moment of brilliance there by Saroj, the super sub, just before halftime, getting that 1-all goal. We also have yellow card for Gurunat Singh, number 6, who in fact did foul Saroj, and it led up to that goal. So Gurunat Singh will be hitting his head for making that foul. But it is half-time here at the racecourse ground here in Colombo, Sri Lanka. It is India 1, Nepal 1.
We'll join you in 15 minutes of time with a live action of the second half. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back live again here at the Racecourse Stadium. It's India taking on Nepal. It's SAFF Under-17 Championships. The winner today takes the top spot in the group, who will play against maybe the weaker team in the other group. And again, in the comm box, I've been joined by Kavinga. Hello, Kavinga.
Hi Jana again, and welcome back to this game between India and Nepal. It's 1-1 here at the Racecourse grounds. Of course, this isn't the only match we have for today. We also have Sri Lanka versus Maldives fighting it out for a qualification spot in a group which consists of those two teams and Bangladesh.
So Kavinka, how do you really sum up the first half in this game? Your observations or anything you really noted?
Well, of course, the first half, Jana, started off very cagey. Not going to lie about that. It did require some moment of brilliance, and then, courtesy of Guite, he conjured up a moment of magic and found Danny in the box to convert for a 1-0 lead for the Indians. But the Nepalis were slow going after that goal, but then they clawed their way back in, courtesy of Saroj, their super sub. Well, changes in the first half. We had Balkaran, number 5 defender, coming off for India, and he was replaced by Malengappa Singh, who also played well in that first half. And we also had a substitution for Nepal. It was Mirak, the number 20, coming off for Saroj. Both injuries would have been taken, or rather both changes would have been taken as precaution. And it looks a very even game here. Of course, the winner of this plays the winner of tonight's match, Sri Lanka versus Maldives. So they would want a rather easier match here. As a goal attempt that comes out of nothing for Nepal. You thought the goalkeeper was going to come out, or the Indians were going to defend with their defenders. But that's what can happen. It can change in a few moments. Here is India once again. Nepal making the most out of that Indian mistake. As I was saying, these two teams would want to play and face the lesser of that group over there in Group A, because Bangladesh have really looked strong. They've scored 10 goals so far, only let in 1. So the Bengali Tigers will be a force to reckon with in this game, and it looks like they are in contention to win this SAFF Under-17 Championship. Of course, the other teams being either Sri Lanka, Maldives, and these two teams you see here on screen.
And talking about Sri Lanka versus Maldives, it's going to be an exciting encounter here. Kick-off at 8 p.m. tonight. Winner goes to the knockout. So another interesting match coming your way, and both matches today aren't really dead rubbers. Normally end of the league stage you get some dead rubbers, but today that's not the story, with this game really deciding who would finish on top, and the other game is going to decide who is going to qualify, let alone the group places. So once more, you can see early on in this game both teams not quite settling in the second half. We saw this in the first half as well. It took quite a bit of time for both teams to settle down. Let's see how both teams react in the second half. And there you go, once again another foul going for Nepal's way, a free kick.
Of course, the Asia Cup in Dubai is not the only piece of Asian action, sporting action you would find on your TV set. There is this as well. And if you're in Colombo, of course, come and watch it at the Racecourse grounds here in Colombo 7. can make your entrance. Entrance is of course free. Nepal looking to make this 2-1, and the Indians get it out courtesy of number 14 Suraj Kumar. But of course Asian sport is truly well and alive. We have our netball teams going at it also. There's Saroj going in for another shot. And another shot goes for a goal, and Nepal have the lead out of nothing there, courtesy of number 15 Unesh.
I was talking about Unesh in the last match. He looked very bright. Just in the first half we were talking how Unesh is silent in this match, should come back into this play, and here you go, getting a stylish goal.
Well, India have themselves to blame there, because it was Saroj's shot and Unesh picked up the scraps of that, and Nepal find themselves in a 2-1 lead. Both goals. Now, the past two goals coming from the Nepalese outfit, and India have some work to do here.
Rightly told, Kavinka. To be honest, Indian defense just staying unreacted on that instance there. Not real reaction coming to stop the shot, and keeper also not really anticipating. So Nepal getting the better of India in this gameplay here. India now would try and attack. The game would really spice up even more, considering how India is also a dangerous team in terms of their attack, a team to beat. So let's see how India respond. And now Nepal playing with so much of confidence, long balls, accurate passes going in on the flank here for Nepal, trying to keep hold of the ball. Harish on the left flank for Nepal.
Some fluid football there by Nepal, and looks like they're trying to give India a mountain to climb here. Ooh, risky stuff there by the Indian defense and Sahil. Sahil, the goalkeeper, has been quite good so far. Well, he was caught out just a few minutes before the first half, and it still seems like an even contest here. India, they know they have the quality, Jana, and it seems like Nepal can switch off at certain points. See here, there, foul committed by Nepal. And a tussle going on there between the number 14 Lachu and who I believe is Suraj Kumar. Ugly scenes here at the Racecourse Stadium. All the players getting involved. Definitely not what you would want to see from your youngsters. Well, tensions are high here at the Racecourse ground.
Also, referee looking, noting everyone here. Probably lots of cards gonna come.
You could see here there was a small kick by Lachu. There you have it. There's another stomp there. It was Bobby Singh who was on the receiving end of that. Lachu will be very lucky to not get a booking here. Referee having a word with his assistant, trying to make sense of what happened so far. And yes, the yellow card does come out of the referee's pocket, and I believe it's towards the direction of Lachu. Yeah, number 14, who lost his control there, Jana, really.
So I expected about a couple of cards here for a referee, but rather keeping it simple, just going back to the starting point. It all started with Lachu really going in with that just unnecessary tackle. There you go, Lachu getting the yellow card, and also another player getting a yellow card. Looks like the Indian number 14 as well. So both 14s getting yellow card here. Suraj Kumar as well for India getting a yellow card.
Yeah, for Suraj Kumar, I think it's the way he reacted, but it seemed a bit justified given how Lachu acted in that circumstance. But it's a hard-fought game. Both sides looking to win this. Here's India, courtesy of number 7, Rose Singh. Trying to look for someone in Indian blue. Here is Guite.
There you go, the confirmation of yellow card for Suraj Kumar. And now the game is really spicing up both teams. I think there is a goal around the corner. Kavinka here.
Definitely, Jana, I think a goal is inevitable. You can see that most players, when they lose their cool, that means they lose their focus. They would want to be a bit more ferocious in their play, bit more aggressive. Like you see there by those in red. It was a good tackle there, but the referee says play on.
Manjot Singh, who went down. Here we go. Once again, India trying to go forward. Kurav Singh today looking very off, because last time around it was Kurav Singh who made those brilliant runs through the right flank. He played well as a right winger and put in those delicious balls inside the box. But today, Kurav Singh looking really off. And another throw in going for Nepal here.
Like I was saying, that you can lose your cool and that could result in you maybe even losing position and you giving the ball away.
Once again, India in a promising position here through the right side, going forward, crossing. We were talking how he wasn't really helping India. Puts in a cross, but rather not really finding the striker at the end. Striker also not clinical enough. Once more cross coming in, but this time Krishal, the goalkeeper of Nepal, looking after it. Now Nepal trying to go on account of their own. The long ball coming in for Nepal. Oh, there you go. Definite card here, probably. You saw just on his follow through, really went on with his foot. There you go. There you see. Already on a yellow card here, Suraj Kumar.
Yeah, living on the edge, Suraj Kumar, something you really don't want to do at this stage of the game. Very early into the second half is to get yourself a red card and let your teammates down. But when you make tackles like that, of course, you are bound to get a booking. Suraj Kumar will be very happy, very relieved in fact, to get let off the hook here. The recipient of that looking in a distraught manner.
If Suraj Kumar really does not get a card, he'd be substituted in no time, because they do not want to lose a player in this encounter. India would not really like to be a man down in this game. A very, very strict warning going in from A.M. Jafran.
So see here, it was
brilliant strike there from number 15, Unesh. And the last time around, played very well for Nepal. And once again, Nepal on the attack here. I think both teams have to calm down here. If not, Kavinka is going to hurt them. Because football, it's all about temperament. It's all about who is going to keep calm under this sort of pressure situation. So let's see which team really wins the mind game.
Yeah, the under-17 championships is also a good way to know how youngsters react to certain decisions, certain challenges. Not to forget the mental aspect of this game. It's not only a physical thing, but when your opponent can get in your head, it might be certain to say that you've already lost the game mentally, but you would really not want your opponent to provoke you into doing something stupid. Of course, Suraj Kumar ensuring that he doesn't do something out of his mind, because Suraj Kumar is a good defender. If you look at him, you can see that he is well built. He's the number 14 of India. But they'll be needing him because India are one goal down.
Long ball. India now once again going for a long ball from themselves. There you go. Looks like an offside position, but now Nepal getting it back. India just flirting inside the box of Nepal. Tries to get to the ball here. Manages to keep it in. Once more, a pass, a cross from Danny, not really reaching the striker. Corner kick here for India.
In the first half, after the goal, you could see that Danny and his teammates were a bit relaxed on the ball, but that meant that Nepal could be a bit more aggressive in their play and get the ball in. Here's another ball into Nepal's box. Floated in, but well dealt with there. Here's Nepal trying to come through with number 14, Lachu. Referee acting principal and prefect here because there seems to be a bit more tussling going on. Lachu on the floor.
There you go. Lachu really was fouled and not really playing for the ball as well. On another day could have been another card.
It was Gurnaj who made that tackle, and Gurnaj also will be glad to know that he hasn't got a foul, or rather a yellow card there. I think the message by Bibiano, the head coach, will be to keep playing like they are, but also a bit less aggressive. Better challenges to be made here by the Indians. Of course, they should go into this game and go into the end of this second half knowing that they do have themselves both feet actually in the qualification, in the knockout rounds rather, but it will be tricky when they try and face Bangladesh, either of these sides. Bangladesh of course having 10 goals to their name and only conceding one, so they have superior goal difference there. Well, there is a match in the night, and talking about goal difference, here is Nepal. Team effort there. But talking about goal difference, if it does stay the same for Sri Lanka and Maldives, it is Sri Lanka who get into the knockout stages courtesy of their superior goal difference. I believe it was -4.
Here we go. Now India once again putting up an attack of their own. Might pull the trigger here. Through the right flank, going forward, India's number 2, Ricky. But Ricky can't keep the ball in. Another corner coming for India. India with their physicality can really attack the set pieces. That's what they have been doing in the first match. So let's see how they approach it.
Well, it's nice to know that Nepal has been doing the defending. It's a bit more competitive now as opposed to that first half, Jana, because it was a slow start for both sides. Nepal actually having the better of the chances until India scored. But now it's much better to see that both sides have read the game. They know their opponents, they know what's good and what's bad, but they just have to keep the head in the game. As a foul throw there by India, you would not want to see that, especially when your players are playing in the national team.
Looks like he did control with the arm, but rather rightly India getting the throw. Danny on the ball. Ricky, I should say. A long ball going in. Cannot be kept in by Maldives. Possession lost to India. Ricky once more. The left back. The pass not going perfectly. Ricky. Now it's time for Lachu to pin those long balls. Nicely done here. But keeper Sahil goes for a long kick.
Attempt on goal there, far distance. But Sahil was not to be fooled twice. Well, he has been tested twice already in this game. Failed one but passed another one. Here he was tested again with a long ball. But the instructions would have been clear by the Nepalese coach Urjan Shrestha. Would have said, boys, there are countless ways that you can get a goal, and one of them is to shoot on sight. And that's exactly what Saroj did in the first half. And then his comrade Unesh scoring for the second goal. Here is Nepal, however, trying to thread through some passes, thinking about a shot there. Unlucky in the circumstances.
I think on that instance, Nishant was almost in line with the defense, so maybe if he had been a bit more proactive, could have just got at the end of the ball for Nepal. Now ball with Ashwin. Ashwin's pass going into Lachu here.
Well, both sides have to really get into formation. Once that's done, then it's a matter of finding your players, finding your key players. Here we have the captain of Nepal, Samantha, on the ball. Well, yeah, once it falls into your formation, you just need to find your passes. That's not really what Nepal and India both have been doing. See that the midfield, it's a midfield battle. Here is Nepal on the ball. It is Harish looking for another shot on goal. Suraj Kumar being big and strong and heading the ball out for a corner.
Suraj Kumar once more coming into play here, but this time in for defensive duties. And this is what I mentioned about Nepal team. This is what we saw in the last match. Nepal looking very good with their passes, but in the first half, early on, they weren't really pinning their passes correct. But now suddenly you can see Nepal looking like a very different side, a dangerous side with their passes going on. They can be threatening. They should have found the third at many instances where they were kept out by some good Indian defense and good goalkeeping.
Yeah, the message out onto the field by the Nepalese dugout would be to not make the mistake of sitting back and relaxing, something that India were doing towards the latter stages of those first half minutes. We have a player down for India, calling for some medical attention.
And the player is being treated here. Captain of Nepal on your screen here, Samantha. He did have an opportunity to get another goal for Nepal by way of a free kick, but rather going straight to the keeper. Game back here. Ball with Nepal.
Samantha and his men, of course, do not want to relax, but they could make passes like this. Here is Nepal, and it's over the keeper, and what a goal! Chips, do you want some sauce with that? Says Nepal. It's number 22, Subhash, who gets it over the keeper, and it's a great goal.
And it's always Nepal's goal, just coming out of nowhere. No one expects it.
They don't do normal goals, Jana.
Exactly.
They really don't.
If Nepal scores, it is a blinder at the end. There you go. Just the temperament. When the keeper comes forward, he has a defender really pressurizing through the left. No real tension here. Subhash getting the goal for Nepal, and now Nepal really looking like a team to beat in this tournament. Really, really good football from Nepal.
Sahil didn't really have much to do there because he was caught in two minds. But that's the only thing he could do. Watch the ball sail over his head.
But I
And
think
Nepal here coming back, they were one goal down, and you would think that the way they played, Jana, wasn't really good, and they would lose this game in
by
an
a huge
unforeseeable
margin.
manner.
Yeah, correct. As Kavinga told, rightly told, early on, up until the last phase of the first half, I thought India is going to run away with this game. Especially, they were looking very physical. They were attacking. They were attacking in waves. But suddenly, Nepal, ever since they got their goal, and this is why those precious moments, those instances really changes the way you play. Momentum is something very important for football, and now the momentum is definitely with Nepal. It's that first goal that changed everything. And again on that instant, Sahil had no option. He had to come forward because almost he saw the Nepalese striker Subhash coming forward. He can't be pegged back inside his box because only one defender coming across. So he really thought to cramp up the space for him to make sure he doesn't have that space to take the shot. But Subhash had other ideas, went over the keeper. Brilliant goal, brilliant temperament, and that's something Nepal can be proud of.
That's right, Jana. And was it Sahil to be blamed there? Have your say in the YouTube comments. Of course, keep it clean, and hope you are enjoying in wherever you are watching, Kathmandu or New Delhi or even in Colombo, Sri Lanka, for that matter around the world. Hope you are enjoying this performance by both sides. It has been a gem of a performance here in the second half by Nepal, courtesy of Subhash. Now they have 3 goals to their name. But it's those simple moments that make you have something out of nothing. It was a through ball played there by one of the midfielders of Nepal, and then Subhash thought, let me have a run at it. And he outpaced the defender Singh. Number 4 here is another ball, but well dealt with there by Ricky of India.
And talking about the finishing of Subhash, not to forget that brilliant through ball, just splitting about a couple of players, and that through ball came almost from the half area to get it to Subhash. So really something that the Nepalese midfield can be proud of. And here we go, another change coming in, number 15 coming in, number 17 going out for India. There you go, number 15 in, number 17
Yeah, these are
out.
emergency substitutions really. Bibiano calling on 3 players. It's a triple substitution. You have Gari and Shaiza coming on.
And out goes Garin Shaza for, and another change coming in, Bobby Singh coming out, in goes Faisal Wahid, and Lal Peklua also going in for Kuro Singh. Lots of substitutions coming in. I think
Definitely plans have changed here for the Indian outfit. And another confirmation of Faizan Wahid coming out, coming onto the field, and number 11 Bobby Singh coming onto the field, coming out of the field. And India have some work to do here.
oh, India once again going forward here.
Well, India have themselves to blame really for doing that, but they can make amends here by putting a ball straight into the hands of
Krishal
the
there.
keeper, Krishal. Well, not sure what Krishal is complaining about with that. Was it an injury?
Lal Pekwa, nice ball in. Oh,
Yeah,
he
it
stepped
looks-
onto the feet.
Referee having a word with him. I think must be saying it on with the play, but little did he know that Krishal was stepped on.
Maybe referee did really think it as a bit of overreaction, but replays did show that the ongoing striker stepped on Krishal on that instance. Here we go.
Will it be justified to think that that some of the Nepalese players might be time wasting here, because of course their team is comfortable at this point, Jana, and it is, and there are another 17 more or 16 more minutes to play here at the Racecourse Stadium in Colombo, Sri Lanka. But the Indians have some work to do.
And through the right side, oh, not a great pass here, but still holds on to position. Guite gives away position here. Now Nepal's chance to go on counter, but good tackling coming in from Indians. Indians still on the ball. Now Lal Pekwa through the right side, still holding the ball high up the field here inside the opposition third, and comes down here for Gurnaj Singh. Ricky's pass going to Manjot Singh. Manjot Singh's long ball. Nepal looking for offside. Comes in, but there you go. Not the best of the strike at the end. There you go. Once again, shot comes in from India. Krishal not really.
Krishal trying to take some pages off the Nepalese book and trying to catch their keeper Krishal off guard. But Krishal has learned from his counterpart. In that situation, of course, do not leave your line when the opponent has the ball in maybe the final third.
And now India trying to go forward, play down for Nepal here. Nice pass. Referee says play on. Now pass coming in from Gurnaj Singh, finds Lal Pekwa. But Semantha, the captain of Nepal, looking after.
More Nepalese players going down here.
We are in the last 15 of the game, plus at a time. Can India get back couple of games? If India really end up in second position, they'll have to really take on Bangladesh. That's going to be a very, very cheesy encounter when it comes to the knockouts. Play down here for Nepal. Deepak back on his feet here for Nepal. Another couple of substitutions coming in for Nepal here. Number 2 and number 10 coming in. And there you go, dancing BK coming in for number 18 Harish Raj Bhatta, number 10 in, number 18 out. And also number 2 Madan Paudel coming in for Deepak Tapa Maga, the player who got injured. Number 2 in, number 3 out. Here we go. The play resumes. Nepal once again trying to attack. A through ball almost breaking the defense line of India. Here we go. India now Almost rolls into the feet of the forward of India. Samantha's long ball finding Suraj Kumar. India coming forward, but Krishal once more called into action here. Once again battling for ball here. The game definitely looks a bit ugly now with
Jana, heading into the last 10 minutes, India trying to grab a hold of this game once more, but it looks like Nepal is doing the job so far pretty well. Doesn't look like they've stepped off the gas. Nepal still trying to make amends. Here is a ball floated in for Nepal as they're trying to counter with their number 10, the substitute, Dan Singh. Fresh legs onto the field. Dan Singh tries to look for, not sure who he was trying to look for really, because the nearest man was about 20 meters away from where he tried to pass it.
Dan
Is
Singh,
India coming on?
Dan Singh really looks stylish on the ball when he went through with that through ball, and now India going forward. It's Ricky for India, but ball goes straight to Nepal again. Ball with Manjot Singh. Manjot Singh passes it on to
India playing into the Colombo sunset. Here is another ball floated in, but floated in low rather. Lovely piece of trickery there by the Nepal boys.
Once
But
again
real
India
end-to-end stuff here. India trying to come off.
It's India's chance to really get a couple of goals here to at least salvage a draw here. Throw coming in from Ricky, but Ricky's throw not really received well.
India will be disappointed if they go on to lose this game in the manner that they have. Here is, it's a 2-on-3.
And through the middle, going forward, Subhash for Nepal, but not really finding Subhash. They do have a runner on the far left, but rather going for the shot. I think these are mistakes that Nepal might do, but Nepal breaking through. Flag goes up at the end. Lal Pekwa through the right flank. Goes down here. Referee did spot the foul at the end.
It was coming together of the bodies. It was number 8, Alpekua, substitute, crashing into number 15, Unesh, goal scorer of the second goal of Nepal. Both today's goals, all 4 goals have been great to watch, especially those of Nepal, but it's also commendable to see India with their goal as well. Here is Guite, the captain, over the ball, signaling to his teammates as the leader of the team that he will be putting a ball into the box, not going for goal. Of course, this is exactly what the situation calls for. Here is India into the box.
Was a
Nepal
good
trying to
delivery.
counter.
Definitely a good delivery from captain Guide, but now Nepal going on the counter, not enough men forward, no support, but still going forward, goes for the goal. Would have been a blind of a goal, and there you see, now wants his partner to really come forward or really support him on that instance. It was Niraj who went on with that daring run through the right flank of Nepal.
Niraj has been the bright spark of this game, especially in that first half, Jana, because of his skill and his trickery. Of course, going alone there, but rather given the space alone, he really didn't find any of his compatriots in red, and India were able to close him down and see no goal. To see the scoreline go 4-1 would break Indian hearts really, but it looks like a far way out for India rather.
Nepal's passing has definitely improved in the second half, which is why they are comfortably sitting with a 2-goal lead here. Once again through ball, lofted ball going in, but Ricky clearing it off. Now Lal Pekwa through the middle. Lal Pekwa's pass going in, and this time ball with Lal Pekwa once again, and ball eventually goes out. Another corner coming for India. It's going to be Captain Goite who would be behind the ball. A dead ball situation here for India. Captain Goite.
Well, one of the last corners in this game. Goite has been over every single dead ball here. Looking to put this ball and trying to convert into goal number 2 for India. Here's a chance to do that. Shouts for handball inside the Nepal penalty area, but they get it away with no threat.
And immediately Ricky passing on the ball, making sure they do not let this pressure go off India. They do not take the foot or the pedal. And here we go, Goite. Goite's pass, not really finding Lal Pekwa through the middle here. Nice ball for Nepal, but not really sprinting fast because he knows he's on his own here. The Nepali is forward. Dancing has been good since he has come on, I should say.
Well, Dancing could have tried a bit more there, considering he is a substitute. As a coach, you would want your substitutes to be the fresh legs on the field and conjure up something. As here we have number 20 for...
There you go, Aman.
Or rather, number 20 coming on.
Malengamba already was a substitute. Malengamba Singh, and now substituted by himself. He just goes out without finishing or completing the game. Quite a weird substitution at the end. Came in and got substituted again. Another corner for India.
Well, that's clearly a tactical substitute by the Indian coach Bibiano.
Guise on the ball again. What can he do? Good ball once again. Guise's corners have been really good. Only downside is no one really attacking it, no one really having a plan to attack the goal. Kushal on the ball now. Now ball with Nepal.
Well, with time running out like that, and you have your backs to the wall, doesn't look like India will make a comeback. Although, to the Indian boys, I say, do surprise us, because this is a game that both sides could win coming into the match, but Nepal have had the better of the chances and converted.
But coming into this match, India were definitely the favorites. But now with a way the game has panned out, you can clearly see Nepal really looking like a dangerous team. Once more going inside the box here. Lal Pekwa, Riki's ball in. Oh, good defense once more from the Nepalese number 2, doing the job here for Nepal. It's Madan Paudel.
Yeah, Madan Paudel there, he was asked to do the job against 2 defenders clad in blue. Did the job and pretty well by Madan, as there are 2 more substitutions for Nepal. It's number 22 Subhash coming off,
and in goes number 9 for Nepal. 22 off,
that's
9 in.
Sijal Rai coming on.
And Bikram Tamang also going in for Siroj Darlami.
Saroj, the goal scorer of that first goal, who got Nepal back into the game. We'll be applauding the services of Saroj here on screen. It's a good game by him. Slow start, but had a very great game after that. It's also number 5, Bikram Tamang, who's coming on.
Still waiting for the substitution to come in, and there you go. Jafran really notifying the 4th official he needs 6 minutes of added time. And there you see.
6 minutes of added time, Jana, and as we see the substitution here, Sijal Rai coming on for Subhash Bam. 6 minutes on the clock. 6 minutes is a lot of time to score your equalizer and maybe even win the game, but that's maybe asking too much from India. 3 goals in space of 6 minutes, but hey, it's football, anything can happen.
Rightly said, Kavinka. But I think 6 minutes, a couple of goals are really gettable, but 3 maybe a tougher situation. But if India can really get these 2 goals and just salvage a draw out of here, it's a great comeback for India at the end if they do. And let's see what happened. I think he went in with his knee. Looks a bit soft, but you never know. Could have really got the Nepalese player very severely.
And confirmation of that substitution, Sirjal Rai, beg your pardon, coming on for the injured Subhash. Nepal have players on the ball. Wonderful pass there onto the right back, number 2. That's Madan trying to put in a cross, floating one in. Of course, there is no hurry by Nepal, and Madan over the ball. Could he be the provider for another goal? We'll have to wait and see, but it's catching practice really for Sahil as he rolls out the ball into the Indian midfield, trying to come away for another goal. A through ball is played into the path of number 20.
Number 20 for India is Aman, and once more Krishal really mopping up the defensive duties there, and India just not really having the, I wouldn't say quality, because India does have so much of quality, but the way they are playing today is a bit strange considering how they were really good in the first game, getting 3 goals against Bhutan, but not having enough teeth, I'd say, in terms of attack.
Yeah, Jana, I was watching that first game and they really seemed silky smooth with their touches, their passing, their defending, their attacking. Everything was coming to play like clockwork. But in this game, well, yeah, been a bit under par. Is Guite on the ball, trying to look for Danny, who is on the wing. Is Guite again? Beg your pardon, that seemed to be Gurnaj, the midfielder.
Ball with Guite again, the captain of India. Just dribbling the ball along the sidelines. Now pass going to the Indian midfield. Rather overhit a bit and would run down for another throw.
Well, just a reminder to all our viewers that the loser of this game will be playing Bangladesh. A tough ask for India, it seems, at this point. It will be India versus Bangladesh if it stays like this. Nepal trying to wreak havoc here to the Indians, but the Indians get the ball out of play. It was misjudged there by the captain Simanta, and it's into the path of Gangte, but was well handled by Krishal, who's had a good game. Jana, Krishal has had a great game, except for that wonderfully worked goal. Really can't say that it was his fault to begin with, but he's had a good game, especially that save at 1-0. It was, I believe, Gangte who made that effort, that shot, and out of nothing he saved a wonderful, would have been a wonderful goal.
Yes, rightly told. Krishal today really working hard. Looks like he is the better of the both keepers in today's game, at least, because some of his stoppings have been great.
Well, maybe you can't say that, because the goals for Nepal have been very good, especially when you're thinking, oh, under 17s, can they pull off something like that? Not on a daily basis, of course, Shana. So, although it won't be the end of Sahil and his teammates here, they have another game, a knockout stage to look forward to. But it's all Nepal in this game here. Referee signals for or rather a throw-in to India. India still trying to gun out for a victory.
Maybe another couple of minutes in added time remaining. Once more, Krishal not really tested, so dribbles past and holds on to the ball. You can see a few stares going on between Krishal and his opponents. There, Aman on that instance really going to attack the ball. And once again, long ball. Goes straight to the Indian number 14, who has been really a very tough defender to break down, because he was already yellow carded at one instance, and in the other instance he went in with a sliding tackle.
Cheeky there by Krishal. Referee has looked at his watch a couple of times now. There are calls for the referee to blow his whistle, assuming that the 6 minutes of added time has been called. Another whistle by the referee. Foul.
Probably the last few seconds of the game. And here we go. Nepal just hanging on to their position, not making sure Indians do not get it. And there you go.
And it is full time here. But it looks like the Himalayas are not the only things to be separating India and Nepal. It turns out that 3 goals, or rather 2 goals, separate India and Nepal, as Nepal come out victors here in their match against India. Heartbreak for India, who did find a way through, who broke the deadlock early on, but it was only for Nepal to pull out 3 wonderful, outrageous goals. Jana, your thoughts on the match?
Clinical performance from Nepal. I think early on they looked a bit off, but once, as we already mentioned early on in the game, they need to put on those short passes. Once they did that, it was all easy for Nepal. There you go, the first goal coming in. Maybe Krishal could have done a bit better, but good strike. And this was what turned the match upside down. That strike coming in from the substitute did very well at the end. It was Saroj who went in with that great strike.
Definitely, and you say Unesh rather, coming up with that second goal. And just after that, moment of brilliance here by their number 22. It was Subhash who came up with that audacious chip, tricked the keeper Sahil, and restored, or rather enhanced that lead. And here at the Racecourse Stadium, both teams have fought it out. Nepal are the victors, we see on screen.
And almost all games of this tournament has been 3 goals or more, and there you go, goals 3 for Nepal, 1 for India. Nothing really separating the ball possession, but the real difference there is the shots. 10 shots taken by Nepal, 8 shots on target, which is really almost double than India. So that is what really dictated the game for Nepal. They played some attacking brand of football in this game.
Just at the bottom of your screen, you can see that Nepalis are celebrating with their fans here in Colombo. As we see on screen, goals by Danny and
yes, Saroj, Unesh and Subhash all scoring. And yellow cards for Gurnaj Singh, and the other 2 players also receiving yellow cards. There you see Sri Lankan fans now turning up for the other game at the 8 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be Sri Lanka taking on Maldives, and the winner goes to the knockouts. So second game is even more interesting considering what is at stake. So definitely tune in for this second game as well at 8 p.m.
Yeah, and the winner of this gets to face either Sri Lanka or Maldives, and looks like India will be facing the tough challenge of Bangladesh.
So that's all we have from this coverage. We'll join you again for the second game at 8 p.m. And before that, we do have the flash interview coming your way.
Plays very well, and we are very confident. Our team is playing very well. We are very confident. 2 good wins against India. Our team plays good than first game like Bhutan. Thank you.
That was the flash interview, and it was Unesh who was on the flash interview for you. We'll join again at the second kickoff for the second game, and I'll sign off with Kavinka. This is Jana.
This is Kavinka for Sri Lanka Football TV. A big shout out to everyone who was involved in the production of this match. We'll join you again at 8 p.m. Don't go anywhere, but if you're in and around Colombo in the racecourse grounds, do join in. So take care and have a pleasant rest of the day.